Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna try to get this beaker back. This is my silver beaker from my second refining project, and this is all the silver that's been diluted in the nitric acid boils, plus the few coins that I put in there to get rid of the excess nitric. As you can see, those coins have disappeared. There is nothing left at all. I filtered this solution, so now I'm ready to drop out the silver, and we're gonna bring it into a cement or powdered form silver, and we're gonna do that by using copper. When we put the copper into the silver, what's going to happen is the silver is going to cement out onto the copper and drop to the bottom of the beaker. It's really a cool thing, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is put these copper, this is regular Romex wire that I stripped off and wound it into a coil. We're going to put these copper coils inside the silver solution. It'll probably be almost instantaneous. You'll see the silver formation on the copper. Staying up. Everything you see on the surface of that beaker is silver. You can see the silver forming and dropping to the bottom. It'll take a little while to complete the whole process. We'll come back in a little bit. The copper has been in the silver solution for about 5 minutes now, and we're getting a vigorous reaction in there, but you can see some of the silver floating on the top. This is most likely because we have still a little bit of excess nitric acid in there, so that excess nitrate will burn off, or strength will dissipate, and the silver will eventually stop floating and stop falling to the bottom. Pretty cool. Okay, there was a slight problem with this, nothing that we can't handle, but I want to show you. We had a little bit of extra nitric acid in there, and I'm going to call it a lot of excess nitric, because these are the wires I originally threw in, and I mean, look how thin they are. It was pretty heavy copper wire. So we burned through that, so I had to throw some more copper in here. It's a little more heavy duty. You can see right now the reaction has stopped. We've got a good head on it. That'll probably all fall as time goes on. But I think now we have finally used up all the nitric, so it's just a matter of time where we're going to get all the silver to drop. Even this stuff on the top will drop to the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, but in the bottom of the beaker there's quite a bit of cement silver, and we're just going to keep the copper in there. It'll swap places with the silver. All the silver will fall out to the bottom, and we'll recover all our silver. So we'll keep an eye out. We'll come back in a little bit. Stay tuned. Okay. It looks now like the excess nitric acid is almost completely gone. We've now got some good cementing action. We get a decent amount of silver down on the bottom of the beaker. And what we're going to do, see, we still have silver forming. The head is gone to 1/3 or 1/4 its thickness. So we're just going to leave this alone for a while. We'll let it sit. We'll come back in maybe an hour or so, and we'll take another look at it. So next time we come on, it'll be an hour. Okay, this silver has been sitting here for about 3 hours. You can see there's quite a good pile. There's 1.5 inches on the bottom of the 2,000 milliliter beaker, and there's no more boiling action or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to no, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to test it. What I want to do is I'm going to use a little bit of hydrochloric acid. We're going to test this solution and check it for silver chloride. So if there's any silver in solution, it should show up with the HCl. So we'll put a little bit in this little shot glass here. So there's our sample. You can see that it's clear. Got a little bit of crap floating on the top. Now we're going to take some HCl, muriatic acid. I'm going to take some in the pipette. Don't need much. Maybe a milliliter, about that much, 1 ml, and we're going to drop the HCl into the solution. If it stays clear, all the silver is gone. The solution is still clear. All the silver has been removed from this solution. All that's remaining is copper and base metals. So now that that test is done, what we're going to do is we're going to pipettes out of the way. I'm going to pull the copper out. Clean the copper off. Just might use this copper again. Take that one out. Okay, it ain't pretty. There's a lot of silver in the bottom of this. I don't know if you can see it, but there's quite a bit. So I'm going to filter that out and we'll go from there. I'm going to get my filter set up. We'll be back. Okay. I figured out what I'm going to do. I did another test off camera just to make sure that I was right about no silver being in it. I believe all the silver has dropped. So it's kind of late. It's about 9:30 right now. I'm not going to start filtering this tonight. What I'll do is let it settle all night. Maybe some of that foam on the top will fall down to the bottom, and tomorrow we'll do the filtration on it. So that's it for tonight. Good night. Okay. Hey YouTube, we're going to do some silver. We're going to continue on the silver. This silver is in this beaker up here. It's been settling for over a day, maybe almost 2 days. So we're going to filter it out right now into this flask. We've got over 2,000 milliliters to filter, so let's get at it. First thing I'm going to do, put a filter inside the flask, get it wet. And because there's so much in here, I'm not going to be able to pour it with it being that full. I'm going to siphon it out into here. And what we're going to do, fill up the hose with some distilled water. Finger over one side. Put this into the silver. And run it in to the funnel. Funnel is getting near full. Let all that drain out. And we'll let that filter. Okay, you can see our beaker. I've run a couple funnels through from the beaker, and it's down low enough now where I can pour it. I feel it's kind of safer. I can pick it up and pour it. Look at that cement silver in the bottom of that. Okay, so we'll just fill up the funnel again, let it keep going. I'm going to run this whole beaker through. To get all our cement silver back. Time now is, it's 5 o'clock. I started at 4:45 and we reached a high of 113 on my patio here, and it's cooled off now to 112, and it's actually kind of nice out. So we'll let this filter and we'll be back a little bit later. Okay, as you can see now, my flask is pretty full. What I'm going to do is dump this flask into an old distilled water bottle. I don't have a tremendous amount of glassware. I can show you that there is some cement silver inside the filter paper, so it's catching some of it. I'm just going to set this right here right now and pour off this silver solution, or what was silver solution, into this bottle. It had distilled water in it. This solution is going to contain lots of copper, as well as possibly some precious metals, maybe platinum, maybe palladium. I highly doubt it though. I highly doubt it. I think there's next to nothing in there, but anyway, it's going to go into my stock pot and it'll sit there for 10 years till I get to it. So we got that. We put the funnel back in the flask. You might have seen my syringe. This is how I put a vacuum on here. I know it's tedious and I should just break down and buy a vacuum pump, but I'm cheap and lazy, so I would just sit here. I gotta watch it anyway, so let me fill up this funnel again. And put a vacuum to it. You see there's hardly any flow. Put a vacuum on it. Let me show you. And you can see it stop flowing. So I sit here and do this throughout the whole thing. And someday I'll buy a little hobby vacuum pump that can pull about 7 pounds of vacuum. So I'll continue filtering and we will be back. Okay, we're moving along. My little manual vacuum device isn't doing too bad. It's 5:30 right now. We've got this much left. You can see all the cement and silver we have in here. We're gonna try to put the rest of the solution in here, hold the silver back for now, because we're still going to have to filter all this silver. I hope it all even fits in this funnel. But once we get this liquid through the funnel, then what we're going to do is we're going to put this cement silver into the funnel, let it all drain down, and then we're going to wash it out with distilled water. So we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, all the filtering of the liquid is done. This is what we have in our filter. It's cement silver. We're going to put that back in the flask, and we have to get this into there. So let me get my water bottle. I'm going to need that. Okay, now let's see how we're going to do this. Let's shoot some water in it. I was wondering if it's going to fit. It's going to be close. I'm going to stop there for now till some of the water drains down and see where we're at. Put a little vacuum on it. You see that dumb little syringe actually pulls the liquid right through. And we'll finish this up and we'll be back. Okay. As you can see, it's drained down a little bit right now, so we can fit the silver inside there. I'm sorry my camera was too low when I was pouring the silver in there the first time. But anyhow, let me show you what we have. We have this as far as silver. Got some good weight to it. And I'm going to put the rest of that in there. So let's get it in there. I don't think that's going to fit. Yeah, it's close. We're going to have to pull a little bit of vacuum and pull that out of there. Yeah, she's going down. Okay, we're gonna let that drain down and we'll be back. All right, it's been on medium-low heat for about an hour. As you can see, it's starting to dry out. Forming a nice silver powder. It's still damp, but it's drying. We're gonna leave it on there for might take another hour. But we'll dry it out pretty good, and then we'll hopefully bring it inside and get a weight on it. So we'll just let it. Okay, I've been drying my silver now for about an hour and a half. I let it go about a half hour, maybe 45 minutes, and waited till all the visible water boiled off, and I didn't want it to really gurgle and pop and everything while it was drying. And for the last 45 minutes, I guess, I cranked up the heat to medium heat. I don't know what that temperature is, but it's getting pretty dry. As you can see, it looks nice off the heat. And let it sit for a minute. And then I'll show you, I'll get it up close to the camera and show it. Okay. It's cooled off just a bit. See if we can show you. It looks pretty nice. Cement silver. So let's see if I can get a good view of it. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to bring that in now, and we'll get a weight on it. Alright, I just wanted to finish up this silver video. We have the cement silver in my Corningware. It's all dry. So we pre-tared this Corningware dish at 602.4 grams. So let's turn on the scale. It's 0. And we'll get a weight on this. 803.4. Okay, so we're at 803.4. 803.4 minus 602.4 is 201 grams. So we have 201 grams of silver recovered from this gold processing. Thanks for watching.